Alright, today's gonna be hopefully quick. We'll see what happens. So let's start with these two, which is gonna be the boring one, and these two, which is gonna be the more exciting one. So for the X3, we have still Togemon X. Hasn't evolved yet, probably evolve later, but if I wait until later, I probably won't be able to record. So let's just knock it out now, you know? It's actually that time today. Isn't it crazy? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, bud. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So because I am now kind of offsetting episodes, if anyone asks a question or anything, I'll try to get to it, you know, either by answering it via the comments or, you know, on camera. But it's just hard, just because, you know, comments usually start rolling in like a little bit after it's already been recorded, and I'm already recording the second episode or the next episode and stuff. So it's a little hard. So, you know, always keep checking the comments. I usually get back to every comment. At least I try to. So, these two. Let's talk about these two. So we got Pico Devimon. So I got a couple camera mistakes on this one. I think I know what it was when I was trying to reset the clock and everything. You can like accidentally turn on the lights if you hit B, which is weird because I'm used to hitting B, because B usually is like a default to kind of bring up the screen. Whereas on this device, pressing B immediately brings up this, and it'll actually wake them up, which kind of sucks that it wakes them up when you do that. Apparently, if you do that within 10 minutes of them falling asleep, it doesn't count as a camera mistake, but at any time after that, it does, so that kind of sucks. So, like I said before, everything on here is contextual. There's very little menus. I wouldn't say there's no menus, but there's very little menus. It's all contextual. If they poop, you press A and it'll wipe it away. Doesn't look like they're going to poop anytime soon, though. If you press A, it brings up the food menu. Pressing and holding C will bring up the clock, which I said yesterday. Pressing B will bring up the battle and the record. I've been doing quite a lot of battles, but as you can see, their win ratio is abysmal. And then if you press and hold B, brings up the training. And then what you do is you just mash and try to get a high count. Apparently it doesn't matter if you do well or not. Just training in general will count towards training, which is good. Kind of a quirk that the original version 1 had, where no matter if you won or lost, it still counted as far as your training goes. So that's good. They kind of carried that over here. I haven't been able to get max. It's kind of hard. But let's do a couple battles. This one stays in the count screen longer than the green one. See? Like, this one's already done with this one. It can get like a extra second, which gives it an edge, which is why this one has such an abysmal win ratio. Now, battles don't really matter now, and I don't know if... Oh, look at that. Yeah, battles are pretty quick on this device. One mega hit can just completely wipe out the other Digimon. One thing I didn't mention about this Agumon, as you can see, this is actually the Pendulum sprite for Agumon, not the classic V-Pet sprite. Not too sure why, and I prefer this one, but they love using that classic V-Pet sprite, so it's pretty surprising that this one has this version of the sprite. And from what I've seen, all the sprites for his evolutions is pretty much the anime Agumon, not V-Pet Agumon. Maybe that's why it's this version, because usually this version is associated with the vaccine version of Agumon, where he becomes pretty much what we see in the anime, where the other V-Pet Agumon almost always evolves into the virus Metal Greymon. So this one's record is 13 out of 20, 65%, not bad. He is doing extremely well. He's kicking this one's ass most of the time. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, just like try to get it max. It's hard. It's so hard. One thing I will say, battling on this device is extremely choppy. Like, as you can see, the animations are not very smooth. I do like what they're doing, where they kind of jiggle a little bit before attacking. It's to try to it's to try to make it look a bit more smooth and a bit more fluid. I see what they were going with it, but it actually ends up making it look choppy. If they would have just kept it with the classic look, where they just kind of stand still and then do their attack animations, it would have looked a lot more clean. But that's really right now, that's the only complaint I have about this device. It's super fun. I'm loving it so far. You know, hopefully we get, you know, something cool. I don't know how many camera mistakes Agumon has, because there's no call light on this, and I cannot hear when they call out. The only thing I can notice is that the screen does turn on, so I always think, like, if the screen's on, they probably want something. I don't even know if that... Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if overfeeding counts as a care mistake. If it does, I am boned, and they have a lot of care mistakes. And we're gonna get some trashy boys, which is fine. Trash runs are my speciality, but I was trying to get Omnimon on this. But we'll see what happens. I do know that right now the only thing that matters is training. I gotta train a lot, like 30 plus times for certain evolutions, which is pretty nuts, to be honest. I still don't know if whatever you do carries over to the next evolution. You know, kind of like, you know, these device. Well, actually, not this device. Kind of like I think the only device that did it is the Pen 20th, I guess. Or like, you know, if you battled 15 times, like that was it. You didn't need to do any more battlings. Any more battlings? What the hell am I talking about? Any more battles. You didn't have to do any more if you did the 15, the prerequisite. And once you got those done, that was it. You were good, you were golden, you didn't have to do any more battles for pretty much any other evolution. But I don't know if they did that on this device, so I don't know if I have to keep battling and keep doing training if I want to evolve further, because I know after they hit adult, training doesn't really matter. It all matters. The only thing that matters is winning a lot of battles, like 30 plus battles, and then with that, I mean, we're at 20, so we're almost at 30. But this isn't looking too good. We at least need 40% to have somewhat of a chance of evolution. This one's going to be totally fine, but again, the version 3 is getting quite the beating, because this one, it's allowed to... I'm going to keep them both at 0, just so we can have a longer battle. This one has like a couple more seconds. See, this one stops, and this one has like a second or two more time than the version 3, which I think is a little weird to nerf your later version, but that seems like that's what they did, which is intriguing. So I was looking up different colors and everything, because I was trying to, you know, research more, and seems like the colors for this one was a opaque purple, a clear orange, and I think that's it. There might be one more color, and I was looking at some other Uniqlo colors. Yeah, he's just maybe there's a type advantage happening too, because he is vaccine. This is a virus. Maybe that could be happening too here, where like that's kind of becoming a factor. But I'm not liking how much he's losing. Poor Pico Devimon. Poor guy. But yeah, that's kind of... Oh, no, that's not it. We're going to displex this screen. I promised I'd show you live displexing. Oh yeah, also, this is another thing that came in the package. It is the Colonel Battle Chip from Mega Man Battle Network. From Stream, or Battle Network 5, or whatever you want to call it. It is beautiful. The Navi chips are super cool. It does have a bit of the case of the bad glue, as fans have called it, where if you look, it's gonna be hard to show on camera, but there's some kind of dark spots behind this sticker, and that's because the glue that they used in the Japanese the battle chips, sorry, brain fart, the glue they used, it just doesn't last. It just has this weird thing where it'll get splotchy and kind of weird looking with age, and I've actually never seen it happen on these type of chips. Maybe it was the way this one was stored, but yeah, this was very cheap, like $1 or $2. This is a very hard to find chip, because it came with the this device, the Progress Chipgate, which connected to your Game Boy Advance, and you were able to, you know, when you stuck this in, you played as the Navi, you know, so if I put this chip in the game, I'd be playing as Colonel, and then whatever battle chips I had, I could put them right in the game, and then the Navi could use it. This came with a special version that was themed after Colonel, and it came with this chip, and I think that's the only way to get this chip. So this chip became kind of hard to find and pretty sought after, and I've seen at least the Colonel Navi chip from the last PET they released, which was the Link PET, the Beast Link PET. That one goes for quite a lot. Let's get a close-up of this screen so you can see all the damage that's here. Quite a lot, but nothing, again, it's nothing too bad. This is nothing too, I think this area is going to be the one that I gotta really focus on, but as long as I get a nice coat on here, I should be fine. I'm not too worried about this coming off. If I mess up though, it'll be a cautionary tale. So we'll just leave it at that. So we're gonna get our Displex. You're gonna want like a tiny bead, especially on this because it's already a small device. You want a tiny little bead of this stuff. Just a little, like literally that much. Put that there. And you gotta get your microfiber cloth and you're gonna buff it out. Just buff it out. That's it. Really, like, really get in there, you know, and just really buff it out. I feel like I've shown this on screen before. I know I did. There's an unreleased video of me fixing up, opening and kind of fixing up my Neo back when I was running it a long time ago. That video was never released because I just never got the time to edit it. It was such a long video. I mean, already you can see that there is an improvement. Like I said, this is going to be the problem area. That's going to need a lot more attention, but a lot of the little cuts that were originally there are already coming out. I'm going to inspect it myself just up close just to see if it affected the raised parts of the device, and it doesn't seem like it did. But in the future, I'm going to masking tape, just use some masking tape to tape off this area, because this, it does take off, what this does is it takes off a layer of the plastic. So I don't want this getting taken off, because then it won't be, you know, won't look like it's supposed to. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. A couple more, you know, passes with that, and then it'll look like shiny, brand new. Pretty much look just like this one, because this one's brand new, so this one doesn't really have any scratches on it, whereas this one, like I said, been used, so it does have some scratches in it. So like I said, definitely this area right here needs a bit more attention, but you gotta be careful, because on screens that kind of slope like this, you gotta be careful, because if you put too much on here, it could flatten this edge and kind of mess up the look of it. You know, when you're messing with, especially on some digivices where they have curved screens, like the D3, where the screen kind of curves, you got to be careful where you're putting it there, because you could actually take away the plastic from that curve, and it'll actually it'll be misshapen. But yeah, like I said, it'll definitely need a couple more passes with the Displex, but it's already looking better in my opinion. It's not like it needed it that bad anyway. I just, like I said, I just wanted to show it off, because a lot of people always ask me, you know, what I use, and Displex works. As you can see, it's a lot more shiny, but you can now see a lot more of those micro scratches on that screen, and all you do is you keep going, but you don't want to overdo it, because if you overdo it, like I said, you're removing a layer of the plastic every time you do it, so you are going to run the risk of, like, eventually running out of material. Or if you're putting it too thick in one area and you're not buffing it out evenly enough, you could get like a dip in the actual plastic, so you don't want to do that, but you do want to be careful. But like I said, one or two more passes and this will look a lot better. But like I said, you gotta be careful with these edges too, because you don't want to lose any more plastic in those areas, because it will start to look weird and different. So yeah, just a quick little thing talking about Displex. This is it. This is the one I use. It's the red one. There's two different kinds. There's one that's like advertised as for PSP screens and old cell phone screens. That's the one I use, which I believe that's what this color is. There is another one for touchscreens. I've never used it myself, so I cannot say how well that works, but I can say this for normal screens, non-touchscreens, for normal screens works really well. This is what I've been using for as long as I have been, pretty much as long as I've been collecting again. So like 2013, give or take, I've been using Displex. There's another type of product people use. It's called Polywash, and you can actually use that on the entire device itself. It's like a plastic polisher. A lot of people in the Tamagotchi community use it, and a lot of people in the Malaysian community use it. I can never get my hands on it. It's kind of hard to find. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like only sold in certain places, or if it like is a rare thing, or maybe they stopped producing it for a while. I don't know. But Polywash would work too. But and again, like Polywash you can put on the entire on an entire device. Word of warning: if you're gonna be using Displex, be careful. Make sure you tape off sections that are like painted. Let's say like if you were using Displex on something like the X, you do not want to get Displex on this. It will completely strip the paint off, like entirely. I mean, you wouldn't want to use Displex on this anyway because of the way this plastic is. But if you were doing something where like there is some kind of tempograph on the device itself, you're going to want to tape away anything that's going to possibly come in contact with it that could get rubbed off. So like anything painted, anything with a tempograph, gotta be real careful with that. But yeah, it's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully these two will have an evolution for me to show off tomorrow. And same thing with these two, because these two are also accelerated. I don't think as fast as these, where it's an evolution a day, but something like that. I know they're faster than the classic ones, so yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh look, they fell asleep. So I press that and go to off, and that's it. They're off. I forgot. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock on the dot. So yeah, now they're sleeping. And like I said, you gotta be careful, because if I press B at any time, I could wake them up. So I'm gonna put them like literally away, so I do not mess with them and mess them up. And yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, do not go outside unless you really need to, and drink some water. And just chill out. Yeah. Bye. Peace.